Hey guys, welcome back to another episode. I am so excited to have you here. I have been loving all of these conversations I've been having with all of these very intricate producers of various products, a lot of them local to us or with really specific skill sets that they're willing to share with us to just take more control of our daily lives, support local businesses, grow our own food, preserve our own food, utilize more natural products for our environments, our personal environments within our homes or on our bodies. And that means that this one today is falling right in line with that. We are going to chat with the owners of the little farm on 46th here in just a few moments. And I absolutely love this pair of people. They are so sweet. They have a goat farm and they create their own goat milk products that actually are really great for skincare and all kinds of things like that. We're gonna get into their story about why they decided to take that on, what all goes into it, why they absolutely love it. And I'm just excited to have a new option to have some better quality products in my home and for my family. So can't wait for you guys to learn and hear all about it too. All right, guys. So here are my new friends I was just introducing before they got here. So I'll let them go ahead and take over and tell you about themselves and what they do and all that good stuff. So you guys go ahead.
Awesome. Well, I'm Matt, and this is my wife, Betsy. And we are, I guess, the little farm on 46th, which honestly sounds a little bit weird to say because we've always just lived here, and
Yeah.
that's been kind of what we've done. But our story, we've lived here for about 12 years. We moved here thinking that this was just going to be a place to kind of escape and try new things, and it's turned in over the last 4 years into something totally different than that. We obviously still live here, but we also enjoy making products and inviting people out to our farm and giving other people experiences in the area. So
That's
Yeah, we
awesome.
have four daughters. We're located outside of a very growing suburb in Iowa. So we're outside of Ankeny, and I feel like every single year we just keep adding on more critters, more adventures. So
Yeah, because you guys had the chickens and the goats. Who else do you have there?
well, our two daughters have bunnies that
Oh,
they
okay.
are very a part of the farm ecosystem.
yeah.
But we have pigs as well that we just added, and we're on a really small piece of property, so we really kind of capped out with our goats and our pigs. Chickens don't take up too much space, but yeah, it's we've got a couple of ducks.
Ducks, yeah,
I'm
as I
not
say, a
I'm
few
not sure
ducks.
why, but I
Yeah.
guess because
Why not? Right? I've
yeah,
heard good things
exactly.
about duck
Our
eggs.
daughter, yeah, she convinced us it was, yeah, a whole thing.
Oh,
Yep.
that's so awesome. No, and that was like a really cool part too, is that you guys actually have people out to your farm to have an experience with some of these animals and such. And with, you being so close to Des Moines, Ankeny, Ames, it's really cool. There's a lot of people, even though we're in Iowa, have absolutely zero clue what a pig even looks like or what a chicken even sounds like. So, what kind of experiences do people get to have when they come out to your place?
Well, every spring, usually between now and May, we are kind of in our kidding season with our goats and then farrowing season with our pigs. And so a couple years ago, we just had a friend say, hey, you need to just invite people out and just let them see the animals. And so we did that. And that's kind of our first thing that we do every year is we kind of kick off the baby animal season, early summer, late spring, and we just have people out. It's a free event and they get to come and cuddle goats, and sometimes we pick up the piglets too if the mama pig isn't too close. But it's just a way for people to really just interact and see kind of on a really micro scale what farm life looks like.
And let's not forget about the baby kitties,
Oh yeah.
because that is by far outside of the baby goats where kids just fall. I feel like we always have baby kitties in the spring and
Yeah.
fall. They're just barn kitties, they're mousers, but the kids just love coming out and cuddling these very, very socialized, fuzzy little cats. So,
Oh,
we
yeah, we don't
usually we
have
usually
those.
have to remind people that we're not a cat farm
yeah.
because everybody always wants to know about the kittens, and we're like, don't you want to see the baby goats, or
What
but
about the piglet or the
kittens are the
chicks?
thing.
Yeah.
They're like, no, kittens, right? They're
Yep.
used to this, though. No, we
Yeah.
have some barn cats too. And when you have kids on a farm, those barn cats are very much part of the family.
Yes.
So,
Yep.
no, that's awesome. I love that you guys have so many. Okay, so I didn't know you had pigs too.
Yep.
You jumped into it there, though. They're a dedication for
Mhm.
a type of animal to have. So, and sows can be a lot. Do you guys artificially inseminate, or do you have a boar too?
We have a boar on site. So we kind of, long story short, we basically got a 7 pigs. We got a couple friends that we knew that were interested that kind of do similar things that they wanted to take the rest. And so we kept 2 sows and the boar. And really, they're just like they're pets. I mean, they're Kuni is the breed. And so they're really small. They're only about 200 pounds. And they have personalities like a dog. I mean,
Yeah, they do.
they're great. So we've loved it. And it was actually funny. We had somebody out, I think over the summer last year, and they said, hey, we see that there's 2 goats, but what's the other animal with the other 2 goats? And we couldn't figure out what they were describing. And then they described it, and we're like, oh, that's the boar. That's our boar tank. So he kind of looks a little bit like a big possum pig.
He's just a huge fat, but they're not like commercial pigs. You'll have to Google it to see what they look like. But they're great on pasture. They're great for our small farm. We've just loved it. They have awesome personalities. And last year we had 18 piglets.
Yeah.
We were overwhelmed on our little space here. But we're able to rehome them to other homesteaders and stuff in the area. So
that's so awesome. I love that. I love that. So goats are kind of like they were kind of like your gateway to it all, right?
Mhm.
And that's where
Yep.
you make most of your products from, correct?
Yep.
Okay, so
Yes.
how many goats do you guys have?
Currently, we have 7 total. We have 2 males, 2 bucks, and then 5 does. So we would love to, and we oftentimes talk about expanding and having more, just because it would be much less stressful to have more, knowing that you have a little bit more to play with. Whether something happens, we had a situation last year where we thought all of them were bred and we were ready to go, and then we realized that we had one that wasn't. And so when we're only talking about 4 goats, not having one that's going to produce milk is a big deal. So we have 5 does though. I think we started out with just 5 total, with the male and the female both, but we're at 7. We're about as large as we're going to be, at least on this property. So,
and the babies we usually rehome to other farms, but we get a lot of good cuddles out of them. They're so tiny. It's a Nigerian dwarf is the breed, and they are smaller. So the babies are what, like 3 pounds?
Yeah, they're very small.
Some have been even smaller at birth. We do goat yoga with them in the summer for about 3 or 4 weeks. We do some fun goat yoga sessions out at our farm. And then they get socialized, not only with our family, but with tons of people doing yoga. And then they get rehomed. So, but the milk is amazing. So
yep.
That's super cool. Well, I have to know their names. I've heard Tank the Boar. Like, who do we have for goats?
They're all named.
Man,
they're all named.
Well,
the kids always name them all.
To round out the two female pigs that we have Helen and Shirley.
I love
Those are the other 2. Yeah. And then it's really the goats. Our girls are really in charge of naming them. Like, that's the most important thing for our kids, is to name the animals. Once they've named them, they don't have any other responsibility, it seems like. They just name them. So, but our female goats we've had around are Bonnet, Rhubarb, Stella, Queen, and Dandy.
Yeah, Dandy. Dandelion, but they called her Dandy. Yeah. she might be showed they might show her at 4-H at the Polk County Fair this summer. So we'll see.
Oh, that's awesome. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. And then our male goats.
Male goats are MJ and Kobe, kind of a play on the goat theme. So
I love that. Very creative. Very creative. My kids, whenever I tell them to name an animal, it's like after whatever color they are. Like, we had a black, so they named it Blackie. I'm like, could we come up with something a little bit more?
We've done that over here before. Yeah.
Creative, really creative.
Or it's named after a food. I'm like, okay, we move on here. No, that's super cool. I love their names. It's kids are fun on the farm and what they name stuff. We had a couple of fainting goats actually for a while. They didn't last as long just because kids were super tiny and stuff, but we named them Fred and Tin Can, and they were I know, right? These were named by my husband though, so the kids have to do with that. Okay, so goat milk is like your big thing. So what made you want to start making products out of goat milk?
Yeah, so
a lot of milk. Yeah, we had a lot of milk.
We made a commitment when we got goats, because we had a couple. We just were just trying things out, what we like, what we didn't like, and we realized that we really wanted to invest in something that was going to give us something back in return. And so we explored goats. We looked into meat goats, but we didn't really love the idea of that. And so we said, well, let's do a dairy goat. And so we Nigerian dwarf goats, like Betsy had mentioned earlier, they're fantastic for milk And they actually have the highest milk fat percentage of any dairy goat. So they're like 7 to 10% milk fat. And as we started to milk, I think just 2 of them early on, we realized we were really overwhelmed with the amount of milk that we were collecting. So we drank it. We loved it. We had friends drink it. Nobody could tell the difference between cow's milk and goat's milk. And this was great. But we had so much we didn't know what to do with. So we explored ice cream.
Yeah, we made homemade ice cream,
Cheese.
goat cheese.
And we still had a ton.
Yeah.
And then we kind of thought, well, what else can we do with it?
Yeah, and I had already gotten some like goat milk products, some lotion for my skin. I have eczema, and so it had worked for my skin. And I'm like, Matt, we should make our own. We're in milk season. We have all this milk, and we tried it and tweaked it. Wasn't right. We kept working on it for about
8 months.
About 6-8 months until we perfected it, and that's when our goat milk body butter was made with fresh our own fresh milk. And Matt does all the hand milking, so it's not like machines. We're super small scale here. He's out there early in the morning doing that, and it's just very hydrating for your skin. So never knew about it until my own dermatologist was like, you really need to look into something like that for your skin. You can't just buy stuff at the store anymore. My skin was just being crazy on me. And so we started making our own.
That's
so now I get as much as I want. He makes it all for me.
Just have the all around man here for you.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
So is it just the body butter, or have you guys expanded into more products with that as well?
Yeah, so we had a lot of people when we at first with just the body butter, and we had a lot of people ask, well, do you do soap? Do you do this? Do you do that? And so we thought, well, soap seems simple enough.
Yeah.
We learned it's actually not very simple, but we now do soap. So we've kind of dipped our feet into that a little bit. And so those are kind of the 2 things that we do. We've had people ask us lots of, do we do shampoo bars? Do we do different, skincare? But soap and lotion are pretty much the 2 that we stick with.
Gotcha.
Yeah. And I'm not really a soap bar kind of person until I tried our goat milk soap. I'm more of like shower gel or things like that. But again, my skin, I just need more cleaner ingredients. So it's very hydrating. It is made with our goat milk. It's a cold process. So it's not like we can whip it up and it's ready for customers the next day. It actually takes about 6 weeks to cure. So we have to have a lot of patience with it. With our goat milk body butter, it's just like a really thick lotion, and we can make that really fast. So there's no curing or anything involved.
That's super cool. So it's all bar soap though. There's no like liquid soap with it.
Correct.
Awesome. Okay. And that would be like what you put next to the sink or what you'd use in the shower, both?
Yeah, we have both. A lot of people put it next to their sink in the kitchen or in the bathroom, or we have you can get little soap sleeves and stick it in the shower and keep it in there, hang it in there. Yeah. So it can be used pretty much however you want to use it.
That's super cool. I love it. And so I guess this one becomes a big thing. Like, do you guys use scents in it, or is it just a natural, like, how does it go?
Yeah. When we first started to do body butter, we were doing natural, and we still have that, which doesn't have anything in it except the ingredients to make it. So there's no fragrance, no essential oils, nothing in it. We started with essential oils, but we learned kind of throughout that process that sometimes even putting essential oils on your skin cannot be great, especially if they're not really diluted. So then we researched and found a really clean line of fragrance oil that we use. And so we still make the all natural that doesn't have anything in it, but we also then now have some fragrance that we've been really happy and really pleased with. Even for people with very sensitive skin, they seem not to have any problems with it. So
that's awesome. It's so hard to find things that have scents in them that aren't bad. So I love you guys did that extra leg of research to find a fragrance line that is a cleaner option. So kudos to you for that, because that's definitely where like people are going. I love that. Yeah. And so do you do that in the body butter and the soaps, or just the soaps?
Yeah, both. A lot of times usually when people ask questions about, like, if they've never tried a body butter before, we always ask them, well, do you have sensitive skin? And if they don't know, or if they, asthma, then we know that they're probably pretty safe to try whatever fragrance they want if they'd like. But we also have the option to try something without anything in it. And so we do make that in our soap and our body butter as well. Yeah.
Yeah. The natural.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
That's so cool. I can't wait to order some. I'm using up some that we have, but then I want to definitely get it. So I'm all about that. Do you guys have your stuff in any like other stores around, or is it just on your Etsy shop?
Yeah, go
Yeah,
ahead.
it's on Etsy. We also go to local markets. So if you are in central Iowa, we'll be at the Ankeny Farmers Market and Bondurant Farmers Market. For the first time, we're going to open up our shop the last weekend in March and April. So you can come inside our barn at our farm, and we have a little farm shop that we've converted. So you can try on all the scents, smell the soap. We have other goodies in there too. Some merch and sweatshirts and stuff like that. And then, of course, on Etsy. So we can ship it anywhere. You can put your order in on Etsy. If you're local, you can swing by the farm and pick it up, but still order it on Etsy. And we've collaborated with a lot of different shops around the Des Moines Metro, and just little pop-ups and things like that. It seems like around Christmas time, people want something else local to put in their store. So we get a lot of businesses asking us for gift sets or Christmas scents. So we have scents that we offer all year round, but we do a limited about for spring, the fall. We have some limited scents, and then also for the Christmas season. And then we have our all year round scents as well. So
That's really cool. No, I love that. I figured that you'd probably be in some of the local places, and then obviously farmers markets are definitely the place
Sure.
to be. I love that.
Yeah.
yeah,
So obviously your top selling products would be soap and body butter.
Right.
Is
Yep.
there
yeah.
like a top scent that always goes more than others, like that you have all year round?
Yeah, we
Yeah.
we really try to make sure that our initially, and we've kind of stretched ourselves a little bit in this theory, but we really wanted all of our scents to be something that people would smell either here in the state of Iowa or on our farm. I mean, only the good scents. Obviously, we don't have manure scented lotion or soap, but
Dirt,
yeah,
black dirt.
but we really wanted to kind of stick with those main fragrances. But then seasonally, there are so many that are just really nostalgic when you think about Christmas season and the scents that you associate with Christmas time. Fall scents, even with pumpkin. Like we don't love. I don't like love pumpkin spice, but so many people do. So we're like, of course, we're going to do that. So year round, probably our biggest seller is milk and honey, which is it's kind of slightly sweet,
Clean, non-floral.
it's not overpowering, and so milk and honey tends to be kind of the go-to for somebody who's just trying to experiment, try it out for the first time if they're wanting something
And lavender.
with a fragrance.
I feel like lavender goes.
And lavender is pretty
Yeah.
common.
That
Most
makes
people stick with what they know, at least initially.
Yeah,
So
for
makes sense.
sure. Well, I like that you have an oat and honey one or milk and honey. That'd be the one that my
Yeah.
husband would use. If I approach him with lavender, he'd be like, no.
Yes. You're
Right.
either a lavender person or you're not a lavender person.
And I got sick and tired of trying, not sick and tired, it was fine, but like when I would make extra, we'd have some left over. I'm putting like pink peony on my face and wild rose, and I'm like, okay, I need to expand this for myself a little bit. So we've started to kind of add in a little bit more masculine scents, just scents that are not so floral and fruity.
Yeah.
Even though most of our customers are probably female, we love to.
We
We'd
get
love to
questions.
expand it
Guys
into
need it
something
too.
else. Yeah.
Guys need it too. They might not think that they need lotion, but they need it. So
Yeah.
Right.
No, absolutely. I mean, but I just know they're like you said, if there's no way if I bring home a body lotion or a bar of
Right.
soap and it smells like flowers, he's gonna say probably
Exactly.
not.
yes.
So I like that. That's great. So obviously, like you've kind of mentioned before, but I'll just confirm. So if there's like a first time person looking at your stuff, probably go for one of like the scents that they know, or go for the unscented one in case they do have some sort of sensitivities.
Yeah, I would say so. And obviously, I mean, when people are shopping for things, sometimes they're just new into getting into the idea of trying a clean product and they don't know, they've always just tried something off the shelf at a store and that's what they've used. And so if that's what they're used to, like I said, they can probably get away with trying any fragrance that they would like if they know they like something. And we're always open-minded to new fragrance ideas as well. We've had a lot of friends that try it and they're like, hey, have you thought about trying something a little earthier or trying something, that's a little bit different and they describe it to us. And so we explore lots of scents throughout the year. So if people are looking for something specific that we don't have, we're all ears.
That's super cool. I love that. Okay, so like I'm excited. I love it. I didn't know that you guys had the farm experiences and all those things, that you have the variety of animals, and now you're opening up the new shop on your actual property. So many cool things. I hope there's a ton of people that are local to us that come and find you. But of course, I have people that are coast to coast, so they can find you on Etsy, obviously Instagram. What's your handle type thing? What's the best way to look for you?
Yep.
Yeah, everything is the Little Farm on 46th all
Okay.
together. So on Etsy, we're the Little Farm on 46th. Instagram, Facebook. We're currently working on a website that's not up yet, so that'll be hopefully soon coming. But that's pretty much how you find us, the Little Farm on 46th.
And it's
Yep.
4-6, not spelled out. It's
Yep.
4, right? Okay.
46TH. Yep.
Yeah.
Got it.
And
Okay.
we're expanding, like Matt said. So we have another farm that we closed on, and we can't wait to share our journey. We have a whole bunch of plans and that we're slowly working on. And so we're early in the journey on that. But yeah, if you follow us, you'll be along for the ride. So
Awesome. Well, congratulations on the future expansion. That's
thank you.
fantastic. Well, I'll be sure that we put all of the links for all of your stuff below so that people can follow you. And then anybody who's listening to this on the airdrop date, we're going to have some fun giveaway opportunities coming over the next week. So be sure to check out social media for all of us so that you can find out how to get entered for some fun giveaways. So thank you guys so much for joining me, and looking forward to chatting soon. I hope you guys have a great day.
Thank
Thank
you.
you,
You
Nikki.
too.
All right. Bye, guys.
See ya.